Hello, I'm Richard Bruce, and I want to tell you about this gang stalking thing in case you're new to my channel. The footage that you're about to see are helicopters that, believe it or not, are used to harass me both day and night for the reptilian shapeshifter uploads that I have uploaded to YouTube, which I started in early 2013 and has continued from that time until now with helicopters and airplanes flying overhead. And I also had police squad cars lighting up their sirens and not pulling me over, but zooming around me or following me or driving in front of me. And I bought a dash cam to record it, and I uploaded a movie when I had a good shoot of it, of two LAPD officers pulling in front of me pretty much like within 5 minutes of driving along in my hometown of Woodland Hills. And I uploaded that with some reptilian shapeshifter footage, and that following with squad cars stopped, but the helicopter harassment and airplane harassment continued. And it has continued to this day. It happens both day and night, most every single day, and continues whether I upload any movies or not. Now, I understand for the person who's new to this, looking at these helicopters and airplanes, you're saying to yourself, this guy is paranoid, this guy is nutty because he's just seeing this in everything, every single helicopter or plane that flies over, which I completely understand that point of view. I would have it myself, at least halfway, if I had not experienced this myself. It's part of what they do is they isolate you. They know somebody who doesn't have a lot of contacts or people that they can have with them to check this out or to make sure that it's really happening, so they can get away with it at that point. If there were people, a bunch of people that I could hang around continuously, they probably would cease it because then it would be obvious to a bunch of people. I don't know, maybe not. But one thing I can say for sure is that it really is going on, and most of all of the, it's possible that like a few of them that have, when they fly over, it's just a random flyover. But I've gotten to the point now after 3 years of this where I can really see it coming. You can really tell that it's done, and they like to make sure that you know it's them so that there's no mistake. They do several things. For instance, they fly directly overhead. They do a flyover when I'm about to enter an establishment, or when I'm about to come home, or when I'm leaving an establishment. They like to have a buzz over. And what I came to the conclusion was that, for instance, when John Lear talks about how they have the holographic technology where you cannot tell the difference, you can feel the vibration, you see an aircraft and everything, but it's actually a hologram. I believe that this is possible. I have no idea if it's true or not, but what I can say is that after this has happened to me over 3 years, it's over 3 years now, I can tell that it seems to me like they could be using this holographic technology because they time it so perfectly. Right as I'm leaving, right as I'm coming back, and right overhead. How can they get an aircraft out there that quickly? So I don't know. And now I think a lot of them that I am shooting are in fact actual law enforcement and other unmarked and fire helicopters, and there's also random like airplanes and stuff, and they're definitely using airplanes. It's not paranoia. They're definitely using them. I'll come out of a place just the other day, right as I'm leaving the Starbucks, and they know it. They know that I know it, and they know that other people aren't going to know. If you're not exposed to this, if you haven't woken up to something like this, you have no idea what's going on. In fact, this could have been happening to other people before I even knew anything about this, and I just thought, oh, don't even think anything of aircraft flying overhead. So it's actually an ingenious way to harass people, but it does, it does give you stress, and they wouldn't use this tactic if it didn't work, if it didn't put pressure. So they're not going to give it up. In fact, I think that even if I stop doing this, it might maybe slow down a little bit, but I think especially in my case, since I've said I'm going to continue on for as long as I can, or unless there's some other good reason to stop, or in case I get bored of it. But in any case, they'll probably, what I'm saying is they'll probably keep it up, would be my guess, and especially as long as I'm uploading. There were some other people that I chatted with that I could tell that they had discovered something like this, and they just said that they couldn't take the harassment and they quit. And so so this does work. But I figure, well, we got to get the truth out there. And this is, I mean, it's clearly, first of all, we have tons of illegal stuff that's all connected to this. By the way, the whole thing with 9/11, the alien cover-up, non-human aliens cover-up, and a bunch of other stuff. The Mercury and vaccines cover-up with the movie Vaxxed that just came out, and they blocked from theaters, and Robert De Niro completely capitulated to whatever forces. Yeah, sure, it was the other artists that pressured him. Yeah, right. But all this stuff is connected to the non-humans, okay? And because I think what it is their whole life, their whole economy and everything depends on humans generally not knowing. If it became common knowledge to everybody, their situation would be a lot worse because they're living among us. And so I do think that there are physical beasts living among us, and they are sexually compatible, at least the non-insectoid type, from my understanding. In any case, this is all speculation, but in any case, there's definitely somebody who cares about the non-humans living among us, information becoming widely available. And so I can tell you for sure that they have pressured me to do this, and the aircraft and so forth that you're going to see here is just another report that I'm doing for the online record for anybody who's interested in this, that it is real. They are using these aircraft to harass me both day and night. Anytime they can wake me up in the middle of the night. They like to do it exactly at 12 a.m. just to let me know that it's them, just in case I might think, oh, it's just sometimes a low-flying aircraft or something else makes noise and can possibly wake you up. They make sure and do it right at 12 a.m. so I know it's them. And they do it at other times too, but almost all the time at 12 a.m. they got me when I was at my apartment in Woodland Hills. Woke up everybody in the building, like the whole building was shaking and everything because it was like right above my top floor apartment, and it was everybody was like whoa, because everybody could hear it. So and just a bunch of other stuff. I can tell that some of the LAPD and people that I've run into, at least that's my guess. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not psychic, but my feeling is, my vibe is, a lot of them know. They know who I am. They know what's going on, and everybody just keeps their cool because there's nothing to fight about right now. I looked into possibly suing them, and it's still a possibility. But my guess is it's not going to happen because there's no lawyer that'll really take the case. But I'm keeping it open in case. And by the way, if there is anybody who wants to try to take on suing the city of Los Angeles and the Los Angeles Police Department, at least, for this illegal use of government-paid vehicles, email me. Go to freeourworld.org, freeourworld.org, and email me. And let me know. I'll pay a finder's fee of $50,000 to anybody who can successfully get me a lawyer that will take the case, and we make at least twice that, which we should, because it should be a major settlement. But my guess is that I think also I would just caution that, as I was saying, unless you are a Christian protected by the blood of Jesus Christ, they can snuff you out. They can get rid of you. And so that's a risk that you will take if you do take on this case. And I think they can also change people's minds, and everybody who's kind of a big successful lawyer who might really be able to pull this off. I mean, I'm just kind of guessing here, I don't know, and I'm still keeping the door open. But my guess is that they are so enmeshed into the satanic system that Satan wouldn't allow them to get that far if they weren't so enmeshed in it that if somebody like me were to come along and say, do you want to do this for me, their inner spirit will say no. They won't touch it. Or when they kind of get a vibe of all this, they'll go, whoa, this is against my master Satan, okay? However it goes on spiritually, or they just won't want to risk ruining their lives by taking on this case, and furthermore, they may throw it out. But I mean, they can successfully sue the police department, and I think that they should. So if anybody wants to, contact me, okay? Thank you, and here's the footage. Okay, as I exit the vehicle, chopper's starting up. You see that? And then he turns off right there. You see that? You see how he turned off? Customer of the day. directly overhead, notice? That's right overhead. Notice here how he turns off after flying overhead. You see that turn? Massive buzz, guys. Right as I exited the Check it out, guys. Right overhead. You see that, guy? You see that? It's to keep the pressure on. You see that? You see that chopper, guys? See, they do that right overhead. They fly a chopper right overhead. See, I just left the courthouse to get some paperwork for my passport. That guy passed right overhead like that. That's my RV there, just for reference. Appears to be circling it. And then simultaneously you get a white plane flying directly overhead. You can see it goes right over my seat as I'm sitting there in the Starbucks on Oxnard.
Remember, all of this just for uploading reptilian shapeshifter movies to YouTube. You can clearly see this guy looking directly at me as he flies over. And as I leave the vehicle and start walking down the street, this helicopter starts up behind me, and we'll see him come over here pretty soon. Sounds like one of those minis maybe. Here it is, yep. See? Right, and start walking away from the vehicle, or coming home to the vehicle. Get a helicopter going over there. Helicopter going over there. Alright, got a buzz starting up. Approaching the RV, I can hear a chopper starting up. Here it comes. As I approach the vehicle, you can hear the ever louder hum of the helicopter, which will likely pass over here. Let's see. Yep, here we are. Notice the timing right as I approach the vehicle. They like to get you as you're coming home or leaving or entering an establishment, which is why I have the camera running as I approach my vehicle. This is Richard Bruce, and I give you my 100% truthful testimony that this is true, that they are actually using aircraft to psychological warfare harass me, known as gang stalking, for uploading reptilian shapeshifter movies or non-humans to YouTube for everybody to see. This is not freedom, this is tyranny, and it is against the law. And we are being oppressed by these non-humans, and it is the cause for many of the things that we can't explain or solve, such as chemtrails, mercury in the vaccines, the UFO cover-up, which is completely outrageous against humanity, and many other things can only be explained by non-humans living among us and off-world. And they've lied to us about everything, and the news is 100% fake.